Hey guys, just want to do a kind of just talking about the Ultra Quick Baseball by Downey Games. I recently downloaded, or I guess purchased the PDF of the 2021 season. So that I think that was like 295. So it's not that expensive. Basically, when you do buy it, you just get like kind of the sheet. This is pretty much like all you need really. Um, when you get a season. It's not like you're not getting anything, just one page. So you're not printing out like a lot. I mean, again, there's different options you can purchase. Like again, you can get like all the seasons from the 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, going all the way back. But if you just want to try it out and you're not too sure if this is something you really want to, I mean, I recommend maybe getting one of those single seasons. So like they have like 2021, 2020. So this is again last year's seasons. This has all the ratings. Of course, you're going to need I guess the game book and instructions. You need the scoring chart. So that would be another purchase. So what I'm doing right now, what I like to do is kind of like test out how accurate this game is compared to real life. So what I'm doing right now is just doing a quick replay of the 2021 New York Mets season. Again, it can't, so I got all this, information, from BaseballReference.com. You can see what happened in real life and compare in pen here. This is like what happened in the replay. Again, with these ultra quick games, you're not going through each like inning, and you're not collecting stats. This game is more of just generating scores. So this is something if you really want to go through the game and get like you might want to get like Stratomatic, Replay Baseball, or Inside Pitch, something like that. If you want to go through each inning and collect player stats, this is just a score generator. So you could use this game as a companionship if you're doing a replay, or again you could probably do it like a standalone game. What I'm doing. So right now I'm replaying the 2021 Mets. With my replay with Ultra Quick Baseball, were 12 wins and 9 losses, and in real life there were 10 wins and 11 losses. So I wanted to see, last year the Mets were like in first place pretty much all up until like after the All Star game. That's when they had a collapse. So I wanted to see, is that going to be like, is this going to happen in this replay? So basically, what you're going to do, you get these like score sheets right here, and you fill it out. I don't know if you can see it, but okay, over here, each team. So you look at the Mets and the Cubs. Each team is rated like offense rating, and you get that on the sheet. So Mets are rated M, and the Cubs are rated O. So the reason why I write like the alphabet on the top is because sometimes you're going to be moving over, so it's just easier just to visualize. So you look at here, the Mets. This is kind of like their I don't know what you call that. Maybe their defense rating is -2, and then the Cubs are 2. So you have to do like an adjustment. So since the Mets are -2, that means this O is going to move backwards. So the Cubs rating goes from O, so it's N, so they go to an M. Now the Cubs rating, defense rating, is a 2. So when it's a positive, it's going to go forward. When it's negative, it goes back. So negative is kind of bad, so you kind of want to go forward. So the Mets were an M, so 1, 2, so they go to an O. Then you have, made a mistake here, but this is 0/1. Then you have home field advantage. So anything before the slash is for the home team. So that's a 0. So there's not going to be any change. So it's going to remain an M. So let's say, for example, sometimes it could be like a 1 or -1. So then you just adjust. And then this is, again, it's kind of like scribbled here because I made a mistake, but it's a 1 after the slash. So that means the home team, the away team goes forward so that they become a P. So that's the ratings. There's a P and M. And then you roll on the chart. And the scoring charts are right here. So so the Mets were a P, so you would go over here and you look at the P column, and then you roll your dice, and you get the score. If they go into extra innings, if it's tied, everybody has a pressure rating letter over here, and that corresponds with this chart. There's like a pressure chart rating here that you roll on, and again, if you don't get like an X, which means a score, you move on to the extra innings chart, and then it's pretty much the same way of generating the score. And that's basically how it's really. That's why it plays really quick. As you can see, again another example over here. You can see the Mets, the Nationals, are rated O, and their defense is 2. The Mets are an M, and their defense is -2. So for Pittsburgh, you're going to add 2 to the M, so that goes to an O. And the Mets are -2, so that's going to go back. Their defense is -2, so the O, so they go back to an M. The Nationals. And then the Mets defense, their home field advantage is a 1, so that O becomes a P. And there's a 0 for the away, so the Nationals will stay an M. And you just roll the dice. So again, it's kind of different because I do have Fast Score Baseball from Replay Baseball, which is another kind of like generating score game. And that's also fun too. That's a pretty cool game because they actually put the ratings. All you really have to do is roll the dice and get the score and look at the chart. This one's a little bit more work. You have to actually do some math, I guess you would say, and fill out the chart. But I kind of like this sometimes because if you really want to play like a baseball game, but you don't have the time and you don't feel like going through like the full games like Stratomatic or Replay, but you kind of just want to get that like roll the dice kind of thing. I kind of enjoy doing this because it gets it's kind of like cool writing it down and all that stuff. So I do enjoy it, but highly recommend this game. And I guess I'll do like another video once I finish this up, and I'll compare what happened in real life to my replay.